Good evening, all of you.
Good evening.
Namo Namaha.
Namaste.
Namaskar. All of you are able to hear me clearly? Okay. So you are able to see over here that Dr. Nivedita Ganguli, psychologist, parenting coach. But today, I have not come over here to talk to you as this. I have come over here to talk to you as a little girl . कोई बात नहीं, बड़े बड़े देशों में छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती है ना? Okay, yes. So I will be covering this 7 points in very brief, and I have come over here to talk to you about a little girl from Dhanbad, very small town, and I was born over there. And I was staying in a company quarter provided to my parents by the company. Then, when I reached grade 3rd, we shifted to another place in Saraitela. And over there, something amazing happened. Television. Not in my house, in my neighbor's house. Small black and white television. And I was allowed to go there every 15th August and 26th January to see the celebration. And the screen showed me India Gate and Lal Killa, Delhi. And you know, it did not only show me India Gate and Lal Killa, it actually showed me a future. And a thought came within me, one day I will be there. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I felt. And I even didn't know how being there would really mean. So you know, you always have few friends with whom you share your dream. So I had these two friends, Sunita and Safina. So this was television, and yes. So I shared my dream with my two friends, Sunita and Safina. And then they looked at me and said, "Jitna hai utna hi soch." And they came into Mera Naam Joker mode. Mera Naam Joker mode. जीना यहाँ, मरना यहाँ, इसके सिवा जाना कहाँ. यानी सरायढेला, इसके सिवा जाना कहाँ, समझी? Honestly, मैं नहीं समझी. Because for me, यहाँ was the entire world, the universe, which I wanted to explore and create an impact. And remember, they were talking about something, jitna hai, utna hi soch. What was that reality? The reality was that I was in a very good school, called a very good school in Dhanbad, and I failed in grade 6th. And when I failed in grade 6th, my parents were completely prepared about it, probably because they had the script ready for me. That सामने देख रही है ना, ये गांव का स्कूल है. Don't worry, you will call us from the window, and we will be there, available for you. So I was shifted from this big school to this gaon ka school, but something again became amazing in this gaon ka school, which created a turning point in my life. And that, what was the effect? So one day in the PTM, parent teachers meeting, my parents went to meet our class teacher Michael sir and told him that, "Sir, we know that our daughter cannot learn more than 2 words." Indirectly, he was telling that we will not blame you. And I was, poor girl, me. I was standing over there and listening. Michael sir did a very wise thing. He took my parents out and said something which created a complete change in my life, which I came to know much later. He said that today she can learn 2 words, appreciate that. Tomorrow, these 2 words will turn 20. And then these 2 words will turn 200. And who knows, she may write a book of 200 pages. By the way, I have authored 4 books till now. And if I if I talk about the achievements, PhD in psychology, working in Tihar jail reform project, working with Gujarat government for life management through Bhagavad Gita, writing books, and also learning astrology and much more. So, being a part of the parenting calendar, etc., etc. This is not really important. Why I showed you? Because if I can, each one of you can. Each one of us can. So, now what happened? I became the principal of a school. The dream of any girl who failed in grade 6 and became the principal of the school. But you know what happened? Uh, I'm not able to take, yes. Yes. So principal of a school, but I left the position by choice. And 2025 I left. In 2022 the trigger happened. There were two teachers who entered my room with a student. Ma'am, we need to expel this boy immediately. He is a risk to the school. And I looked at that boy with all compassionate eyes and I said that, beta, would you like to wait outside for a while? And his body language was, koi fark nahi padta. And his eyes were really frightened, terrified to hear the judgment which was about to fall on him. Anyways, he walked out like this. And then I looked at the teachers and said that, would you give me just one day so that I can think upon? And because I knew that any stressful situation I need to buy time. So I went home. That night I was not able to sleep. One thought haunted me that if I leave this boy unattended, he is a risk to the school. Tomorrow he will be the risk to the society and then the nation and then the world. And then another thought came that if there is one boy at risk, maybe there are others. So I created, along with my team, a survey, a questionnaire. The teachers filled it, and you know how many students emerged at risk? Not only the aggressive one, but the quiet and withdrawal one, 42 students. And 2 months we worked on them, not only on them, but more on the adults. That is the parents and the teachers. And what happened? Within 2 months, the feedback became positive. And one of the parent reported it in the media, and it appeared in Ahmedabad Mirror. So, now what did I use? I just used the Michael Sir effect and created 5I framework, because now I felt that it's time to give back the 5I framework. I felt that if one school has 42 children, then probably we are having pigeons eye. Mera school to bilkul acha hai. My school is best. No problem in the school. So I felt that there are so many schools where students might be at risk. So I have to step out of one school to help other schools. Now, how did I do this? Very short, I will be sharing with you the 5I framework which I used. Now, what is this 5I framework? I'll drink water. Yes? When we come to this world, we come like this. So the first I is insight. So when we come to this world, we come like this because we have been given the God's list. God has given us to-do list. When you go down, do these work. And you must have seen children. Can somebody come over here? So you must have seen the children who are highly enthusiastic and they turn to this color. What is this color? Optimistic, isn't it? Color of optimism, positivity. And then remember Krishna? Krishna was there in the battlefield. So Krishna was there in the battlefield And he was very enthusiastic. Pravritte shastra sampate dhanurudyamya pandava. So he was very excited, I'm going to fight now. Now then what happened? Something happened and his thought process changed, his feelings changed, and he started saying, Sidanti mama gatrani mukhencha parishishyati. I'm feeling all the stress symptoms. So you know what happened then? Actually what happened? The optimism started having fear into it. Krishna, what he did? Krishna allowed him to speak. Because Krishna knew that when the feelings are locked within, it becomes poisonous. So he allowed him to express, Arjuna to express. And when he expressed, automatically the second eye came. And we are not going to discuss this now. And second eye came, and this eye is comes. Okay. So this is ignite. Ignite is what? When you are able to understand. Wow, I understood. I can manage my feelings. So Krishna called him Gudakesh, Pananta, hero. Wow, you can do it. And Arjuna was ready, and Arjuna said, Karishye vachanam tava. I will do. I have completely understood, and I will do as you say. Ignite. Feelings management. Second part, second eye. And we can do it by simple appreciation technique. And Krishna was talking to the fear of Arjuna. Now what happened? Feelings was managed, and therefore the third eye, yes. The last slide, please. Eye talk. What is the color? Is it changing, bacha? What color it is becoming now? Again yellow? Oh, is it? So when we make it yellow, it becomes slight sour. It is sour because you have to work on yourself. And when it becomes yellow, then that means that I have already regained my internal self-talk has become positive. Remember Hanumanji? When the meeting was going on, who will go to Lanka and cross the ocean, Hanumanji was sitting at the corner. And he told that I cannot. But he did. Because Jamban came and told him that yes, you can. And he did not inject any additional power. He just reminded him the power which he actually had. And Hanumanji crossed the ocean. Similarly, we can also cross the ocean difficulties, reach to our mission, dealing with all Rakshasas of self-doubt. And when we do this, then we can create, next slide, then we can create fourth eye, that is interact, which Vivekananda did when he was interacting, and he said, sisters and brothers of America, there was 2 minutes applause. So that is the power of interact, that when you are positive, self-talk is positive, so when you give something to others, you are giving positive only. And then after interact, we can create a change in the world through creating an impact. So the fifth eye is impact. And what am I doing now? I'm trying to create an impact. We all are given this Swadharma, a machine within us by God. And we will go back to God with this state and say that, God, we are so enthusiastic that we have completed the to-do list that you have given to us by using the machine you have fit in our heart. That is the Swadharma. Swadharma is our aptitude, interest and personality that you have provided to us. And Krishna says that if you follow your Swadharma, you will always be successful. So can we all say, yes I can, yes I can, yes I can. Create an impact. Come on. Shout loudly. Yes I can. Yes, I can. It should come like yes I can. 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 Thank you so much.